Tell me about a no that you've received in your life that you thought was just like end of the world type no. Like you were just so disappointed. I mean, especially like we go out for so many projects. Like we see on social media and the internet like the highlight reel of people's lives. Oh, now he's in this movie. Oh, now he's on this show or whatever. But they don't see all the times that you've been told, no, thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go in this direction, actually. And maybe you've gone through like rounds and rounds and you really thought you had it and all of a sudden you don't have it. Like, has there been a big no that you've received in your life that you're like, oh, this one hurts?
A lot of painful heartbreaks. You know what you say. I think as much as we like say that the amount of rejection, it's literally like going out and asking someone out, and you think like this person's a man or woman of my dreams, and like but like actually really fully believe it, and then you kind of go through the process and getting your heart broken, right?
Mhm.
And this one, it's kind of like there's an emotional and also a creative and also financial kind of on
Yeah.
top of that, right? You kind of like
Layers of heartbreak.
layers of heartbreak,
Yeah.
different types of heartbreak, like
Yeah.
and specifically, I always believe in the compound effect. Like I've gone out for thousands and thousands of auditions,
Mhm.
and to most of the jobs that the things that I've booked aren't from auditions.
Mm.
That's what I've like looking back, I realize it's because you've built up this time that someone like, "You're not right for this. I want to." And I think we forget that people are like rooting for you most
Mhm.
of the time. There's some
Mm.
evil ones that are like,
Sure.
but I would say 90% of the time, like people are like, when you get on stage, no one's like, "I hope she bombs."
Right, right,
Like,
right,
it's just
right.
like, "I hope she makes me laugh."
Yeah,
I literally,
totally.
like, I do that, and the worst is like, "Oh, like, you're bombing," and it's gonna
Uh-huh.
happen,
Yeah.
and I've done that, and I'm terrible at auditioning. I'm just
Mm.
not good at auditioning, and that's just to me, I like some people have that skill set and they can
Mhm.
carry over onto set, which I
Yeah.
don't think it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
just a different environment. Like I said before, I like collaborate. I like being
Yeah.
around people
Yeah.
because I think like someone has something to offer, and then I can offer them something.
Mhm.
I just feel the whole audition process it is a reality, but
Oh, I've bombed so many auditions
terrible.
where I know I'm good and I know
Yeah.
I know this character, I know this scene or um chemistry reads and all of a sudden I'm like, improvising with the lead actor and nothing funny is coming out of my mouth and I'm like, I am a funny person.
I
Why is nothing
swear.
coming out
Watch
of
this
my
special.
mouth?
Watch this special because
Yeah.
I should.
Pull up YouTube really quick.
Yeah,
Hurry,
yeah.
somebody. Oh man, have I bombed some really great auditions. And not only acting auditions, I remember dance auditions when,
Oh
when I
yeah,
first moved out
for
here, I was trying
sure.
to be a
Me.
dancer too. Any cheerleading movie, I was like, got it.
Mhm.
Where is it? I'm
Mhm.
showing up. Let
Mhm.
me go get that real quick. Bombed every single one of them. Not one did I book. And I'm like, what in the heck? So I know there's just been so many times where I felt so confident and walked in and they were like, "No," and I'm like, "You're right for that.
Yeah.
That was terrible."
Yeah,
That's
do you think it just wasn't for you? Like
it has
something.
to be in the end.
Well, in the end, I feel like I truly believe, whether it be it's an angel or if it's just the world kind of like the vibration is like not vibrating in the
Mhm.
place that you are
You're all
in
trying to shake
currently
it.
in.
You're all, "Come on,
Yeah, you're like,
please."
yeah, it's not happening for you. But I 100% believe that it's just not the right vibration,
Mm,
and maybe, but it still needs to be done.
mm.
That's the hard part, like, instead of like, "Well, I just won't audition more," it's like, "No, no, 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 you still need to.
Mhm.
You just won't get it."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but you're still collaborating in the sense of
Mm.
other people are watching it,
Yeah.
and they're saying, "This is not aligning to
Mhm.
what this thing is,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
I can't wait to put them in something that
Oh,
it does align with."
oh, yeah.
And when those calls come,
Yeah.
those are more satisfying because
Mm.
it's unexpected. And you're just
Mm.
like, "What? Okay." Like
Yeah.
for instance, when I did Everything Everywhere, uh, I was, it was a fun little cameo that I I've been following the Daniels for so long from the music video days, and
Mhm.
I even told my manager, I wanna meet them. This was maybe 10 years ago, and she was like, "Okay, sure," but then Daniel's like, "Oh, we don't wanna meet anyone unless, like, we're working with them. We're about to work with them,"
Interesting.
specifically during that time, 'cause they was like,
Sure,
you know, if we want to, like, bring them on to something we're actually doing,
sure.
and then I did, Nora from Queens, Awkwafina's show, and that episode that she had me come on to, they were directing, and I was like, "Oh my
Wow.
god," but people didn't know about him, and I
Uh-huh,
was like, "This is the Daniels." They're like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Oh my god." So I, like, geeked out
uh-huh.
working with them, and I got to do so many fun things that they normally do in their music videos, and then from then on, they're like we got to work with each other, then they hit me up about Everything Everywhere,
Wow.
and that's kind of how that
Yeah,
whole thing worked
yeah.
out, and so, you couldn't have planned that, you know?
Do you okay, so when those type of moments happen, because you were like, "I think that's more gratifying." I feel like I'm grateful for those moments because honestly, if I think back to a lot of the things that I've done more recently have been from an offer because of a relationship,
Mhm.
because my guest star on Superstore is because I'm friends with America Ferrera, and she was
Yeah.
directing that episode. She was the star of the show, and she knew that I was capable of doing this. She's like,
Yes.
"I don't need you to audition. I
Yes.
know you're capable of this, and I want you to be this role." So I got to guest star on that show, and that was such a cool phone call to get. But there's something about, and I'm going back to like my old pilot season days
Uh-huh.
of when you're just going out for like all these different auditions, and then you get the call back, and then
Yeah.
another call back, and now it's call back with producers. Okay. And now it's chemistry read. Okay. Then you get the call, you're going to test. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm testing. And then it's like you have studio test and then network test. Getting the call after all of that, you booked it.
Mm.
To me, that's more gratifying because I'm like, I worked hard for this. I wanted this. This whole process took like weeks or whatever to like do all these back to back auditions. And, like, I wanted it and I dreamed it, and I went at night thinking, "Okay, what if I am this role?" And I
Mm.
visualized the role, and I visualized, the set and what it could look like and all of that, and then you're in the room with these producers, and you have a vibe, and they're
Yeah.
laughing, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, this could be." Getting that call that was like, "You got it, we booked it," is such a magical, like, you can't replace that feeling, and then getting the call you didn't book it is such a heartbreaking
Yeah, it's the
feeling.
extremes, the 2 extremes. It
Yeah.
really feels like it's closest, I guess, you can not in by, like, many, many miles of, like, what it is to win a championship game of something,
Sure.
right?
Oh, yeah.
But it is for, like, kind of
Yeah.
whatever we do, and I don't see I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't wanna go I've gone through these other things that
Uh-huh.
just, like, for me, we all have our different, I
Uh-huh.
was on a show that
Yeah.
I auditioned once, like, when I was in gl and I didn't have anything to say for a whole
Yeah.
barely a season.
Yeah.
So I had to work hard through that way of, like, making sure that, "Okay, how can I make this character pop my own way that's not in
Yeah.
script?"
Yeah.
Every single episode, I
Yeah.
had to think like that,
Yeah.
and it allowed me to now I look back at those moments, and I can still apply it no
Yeah.
matter whether I'm in front of the screen or behind the screen.
Mhm.
It allows me to have that school of thought
Yeah.
that, I didn't I think feel like you can only have an experience, that feeling of just like, I wanna do more, I wanna respect what's on the page
Uh-huh.
and respect who's in front. I'm in the
Yeah.
background right now, but I still want to give it life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you think like and then I look at it as a whole of like, this is what we're all trying to bring something alive, not just
Uh-huh.
the people that are on the foreground, but people in the background, people, the production design. How can I make this
Yeah.
all feel alive?
Yeah.
And that to me is like satisfying and
Mm.
gratifying in so many ways, and I think just like for people who are like getting into trying to do this, or people who are even doing this now, it's like,
Mhm.
man, there's so many different ways of
Yeah.
getting there. There's that way of like, you go through the producers, you go and call back,
Uh-huh.
or there's ways of like, you do it so many times where someone's like, man, we need to find something for this person,
Yeah. Yeah,
because
yeah.
like they've been grinding, they've been doing
Yeah,
this, and they haven't
yeah.
had the chance to showcase what they can do. That feels good too.
Yeah, 100.